Introducing the Disease Ontology Knowledgebase. The DOKB, or the Disease Ontology Knowledgebase, is expanding the disease information ecosystem, the representation of the DO diseasome, to be a comprehensive network of disease-to-disease relationships that represents a disease feature similarity network for differential diagnosis exploration. DOKB is strengthening the disease information ecosystem by driving innovative machine learning research, making disease-related data accessible by cross-linking key data elements across resources. DOKB consists of two tools, SPARQL Sandbox and Faceted Search. The DOKB Faceted Search provides a faceted search perspective. The DOKB SPARQL Sandbox provides a standardized way of exploring linkages between related terms from different datasets to one another. The DOKB Faceted Search allows you to identify diseases with similar characteristics and explore their relationships through a common feature arranged in facets. A facet is a feature or characteristic of a disease defined in the DO via imports. By mining the DOKB disease data connections, you can use faceted queries to retrieve diseases that share a specific feature or mechanism, such as phenotypes, environmental or genetic drivers, anatomy, variant types, and age of onset. This innovative approach represents a new way to explore human disease features and mechanisms through data facets, making it easier to understand the connectivity across diseases and their shared characteristics. The DO defines characteristics and features of diseases through OWL logical relationships built with terms from DO's import of other biomedical ontologies. These relationships have been organized here into facets, including cell of origin, anatomical location, symptoms, phenotypes, genetic or environmental risk factors for exploration. The DOKB Faceted Search takes advantage of OWL's logical relationships inheritance, where each disease inherits the relationship of its parents. For example, brain disease can be found through its direct relationships to brain, anatomy, but also be found through inherited relationships to central nervous system and nervous system. To explore DOKB disease data connections, select one or more terms from one or more facets. When selecting terms in the facets, two terms selected in the same facet act as an AND search, while terms in different facets act as OR searches. You're able to download results obtained from DOKB Faceted Search, available to download in CSV file format. SPARQL stands for SPARQL Protocol and RDF Query Language. RDF is the Resource Description Framework. RDF is a general framework and standard model for representing interconnected data on the web, acting as a graph database of triples. An example of triples, which consists of subject, predicate, and object, is DOID4, RDF's label, disease. SPARQL Sandbox is a data playground for querying the human disease ontology SPARQL endpoint and to perform federated SPARQL queries across connected resources from disease knowledge discovery. A linked data representation, RDF triple store, of the human disease ontology's diseases, disease features, and mechanisms. DOKB SPARQL Sandbox provides a SPARQL endpoint for querying the dataset, represents knowledge in a machine-readable format, retrieves and manipulates RDF stored data, and creates select statement queries. With the DOKB SPARQL endpoint, You can identify connected data across linked open data resources and explore DOE data and query disease, genomic, proteomic resources through federated queries. Data federation is the process of querying data from different sources into a single virtual format, which provides a unified view of the information. The endpoint can be used independently without using the sandbox. You're able to put it directly in a SPARQL query and run it anywhere, and it will access the data in the DOE. It's very important for federated queries that someone creates without the sandbox. Programmatically extract machine learning ready datasets of the DOE via DOE SPARQL by using the DOE-KB SPARQL endpoint. To use SPARQL Sandbox, follow these steps. Select a pre-written query to retrieve a machine learning ready dataset that you can customize this query to your research needs. It will auto-populate the query box where you can easily edit queries to refine your own research. Next, your chosen query will be available to be edited for easy modifications. You can also request a specific query tailored to your research needs to DOE-KB, or generate your own federated queries to DOE-KB SPARQL endpoint. Last but not least, retrieve your query results. The DOE-KB SPARQL Sandbox caters to all users by providing pre-written editable queries along with the option to request custom queries as needed. To build your own SPARQL query using our tool, follow this structure. Prefixes used as shortcuts in the query. Select statement. Define the output variables. Word clause specifies the criteria that refines your query. Your query can include OWL file data elements such as ID, label, synonym, namespace, slim, subset, alternative ID, merges. There is a pre-made query with all possible data elements that can be extracted from the disease ontology and the general directory named all disease info RQ. Congratulations! You've now learned the essentials of using the DOE-KB, including both the SPARQL Sandbox and the Faceted Search. These powerful tools are pioneering disease data exploration, offering an innovative way to interact with and personalize your searches within the disease information ecosystem. The DOE-KB doesn't just provide rich DOE disease data, but also allows you to explore disease connections, characteristics, and relationships in a comprehensive and intuitive manner. Whether you're delving into complex queries with the SPARQL Sandbox or uncovering diseases with similar features through the Faceted Search, DOE-KB equips you with the means to deepen your disease understanding. We are always updating our site. You will see new data and features over time. Thank you for joining this tutorial and happy exploring. Brought to you by the Disease Ontology. We are an interdisciplinary team of scientists, engineers, and physicians working together on the Disease Ontology project. The Disease Ontology is funded by National Institute of Health, National Human Genome Research Institute, Grant U24HG012557.